King's Country, kingscountry.net. Seems like you can't turn around without seeing Lainey Wilson these days and her big butt. She's everywhere. Got to hand it to her, man. She's really taking the country music by storm. Kind of reminds me of Gretchen Wilson back in the day. Hope her career lasts longer than Gretchen Wilson's. But here's Lainey Wilson revealing the number one rule she gave Ian Bowen before their first kiss on Yellowstone. Yeah, she's in Yellowstone, too, or she was, if it's still going on.
He clearly knew this was my first rodeo, and I knew it was not his. I didn't know if you needed to communicate about those things. I did lay some ground rules. Do not put your tongue in my mouth. I told him that. And he said, whatever makes you feel comfortable. I was like, well, that's the number one.
King's Country at kingscountry.net. Jim King driving you through the midday thing. Thanks for being here. That was Conway Twitty, The Image of Me, and here comes Craig Morgan, and that explains why I'm having a fabulous flashback. Hold on tight.
King of the road.
On country star Craig Morgan's tour bus.
Yeah, my dad was a bass player. I was born in Nashville. I grew up about 35 miles west my whole life. My dad was a bass player. Played on a lot of shows and did a lot of stuff. So I grew up in the industry, in and around it anyway.
But then at some point you decided to have a military career, and that lasted about 10 years, huh?
Yeah, I joined the Army to get away from the music industry.
Yeah.
No, not really. It was just something I wanted to do, and I ended up liking it and stayed in for a long time. Like I said, over 10 years, almost 11 years of active duty, and I ended up staying in the reserve about another 6 or 7 years. So, yeah, that military was a big part of my life. But it wasn't until I got in the military and left home that I realized that maybe the music was something I wanted to do.
Nice bus, by the way.
Thank you.
You're about halfway to finishing your military career, on your way to retirement when you took the leap back into music. On the way, you also won some contests while you were in the military. Over in Korea, you served some time.
Yeah, the Army does a male vocal. They have a contest kind of like the way we do the ACMs and CMAs they did back then. And I ended up winning while we was in Korea. I won the U.S. Army Male Vocalist of the Year contest. I don't know, it didn't mean a whole lot. It got me out of some work, is what it did. But it was a lot of fun. I got to meet some of the artists back then. At the time, Sawyer Brown was a big thing, and I got to meet those guys and hang out. And it was a big kick for me. So.
kingscountry.net. Jim King of the radio coming to you from my little two-bedroom ranch house, 1.5 bath ranch house on the west end of Beaumont, a.k.a. the Cat House. It's where King of the Road Productions is. I've been working from here for a long time. I like that. I like working from home in my shorts and T-shirts or PJs or even in the raw if I want to. Yeah, I mentioned cats. I do have 5 residing here with me. Got 2 inside. They slept with me last night. 3 outdoors. I felt sorry for them last night out there in that Thunder Boomer. But a Canadian woman accidentally donated her cat's ashes to a thrift shop while preparing for a move. Here's Ainsley Key explaining how she accidentally gave away the urn filled with her cat's ashes. It's important to know the cat was named Dad.
Someone in Kingston, Ontario is going to perhaps find a small urn that says Dad on it. I accidentally donated my deceased cat.
Someone's going to find that and just be mortified or laugh along with me, hopefully. He loved being in the garden, so you can put him in your garden if you want, or you can keep him on a shelf where he can begrudgingly watch you from there.
King's Country, kingscountry.net, coming to you from King of the Road Production Studios on the west end of Beaumont. Jim King of the TV and radio behind the wheel. The TV extravaganza, it's my time to shine on the boob tube 3 times this weekend on Fox 4 and the CW. Yep, tomorrow morning at 6:30 on the CW, tomorrow night at 9:30-ish, following sports and local news on Fox 4, and then 12 noon on Sunday on the CW once again. The Texas Country episode will have Bill Brooks back in the Royal Spotlight, thanks to King's Country at kingscountry.net. The new sponsor will be Glenn's Express Collision coming up soon. We'll have the Southeast Texas debut of the Lax new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. Pine Tree Lodge is leaving us, so next week it'll be a smooth transition into Taylor Trading Company, a car dealer here in Beaumont. They'll be the new music clip of the week from Nashville sponsor. We'll also feature a couple of country cats, Texas country cats, singer-songwriter, the renowned Walt Wilkins, and his cohort, Tommy Alberson. Here's a little taste test from Tommy.
It didn't rain, but it got cold as hell. But that didn't keep us from playing good music, and Mr. Carroll's, as usual, put on a great show. And I can't remember if it was before or after the family gathering, but I got invited down to Austin to play on the new record. And we did an old Doug Psalm song, so we're going to do that one right now for you. Blue bonnets on the hillside, smile all in the air. Smile on the face of the people you meet, they ain't going nowhere. Oh, your smile has never been bright, and your body never looked so fine. As we while away, beautiful day, the beautiful Texas sunshine. If you will feed the dog, honey, bring me another beer. Come over here and sit by me. Let me tell you how I feel. Oh, it sure does hurt me, baby, to see you honey sit and cry. But you gotta understand, I'm a moving man. I'll be back by and by. Back,
Tommy Alberson, it's great to finally meet you because I've had that song in my head for so many years. Una más cerveza. Only in my case, it became dos cerveza and then dos equis.
Dos más dos equis. You can do anything you want to with it.
Because Dos Equis is my favorite beer.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. Great to see you here in Beaumont. I know a year ago you were here at this very same event, kind of an informal little picking session.
Yeah, I love Corville's, and I met Rich down at Walt's birthday party down in Fredericksburg about 3 or 4 years ago, and he invited me to come do this last year, and then we've done some things at Crystal Beach with him, and then tonight, and this is great. It's good to be back.
Crystal Beach, you're probably at the Crab Festival. Huh?
Oh, yeah. We've done the Crab Fest, and I always play the Stingaree when we're down there. And,
well, you have your own festival. It's like a 3-day family festival that you've been doing for quite a few years. It's grown every year.
15th year this year, so if we pull it all together for another year, it'll be 16 years.
It's Tommy Alberson. He's played with all the coolest people in Texas country. I think he even went to Nashville for a little stint for a while.
Not for long.
You had enough of
About
that?
2 days.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. Not for me.
Now, this is a great music scene down here in Southeast Texas especially, but all over the state of Texas. There's so many great players, and you've played with all of them. Willie Nelson, Ray Wiley Hubbard, Charlie Robinson.
Well, a bunch of them. You know, I've been real lucky. Like tonight, getting to play with Walton and Mr. Carroll's is just excellent. And our new CD has Willie on it. You know, Willie sang with us on Nightlife. So I told him about it. We're going to do a whole album of his music, and he said, well, why don't we do 1 or 2 together? So we ended up getting together on Nightlife, and it just turned out great.
How well do you know Willie? Is he the kind of guy
I don't know him real well. You know,
pick up the phone and call him?
Yeah, no, not that well. No, I know Johnny Bush that well, and I can go through Johnny. You know, and
yeah, they're old playing partners.
Oh yeah, from way back. You know, 50 years together, and but Johnny's just the greatest guy. And he sang on the album with us too. We did Whiskey River and Sound of a Heartache with Johnny.
Obviously, we taped that a little while ago because Johnny Bush is deceased now. Rest in peace, Johnny Bush. Check out Tommy Alberson, Walt Wilkins, The Lax, Bill Brooks, all in the Jim King of the TV show this weekend, 3 times on Fox 4 and the CW. I'll be posting the segments tomorrow at JimKingOfTheRoad.com. And thanks for streaming King's Country.
I was just 15 and out of control. Lost to James Dean and rock and roll.
God bless the USA.
King's Country, KingsCountry.net. Welcome to a TGIF edition of the Jim King of the Radio Show. Today is April 7th. 20 days to take your daughters and sons to work day. 2 days to Easter. It's also World Health Day. Today is National beer day, and I'll drink to that once again. Excuse me. Still coffee time at the castle, but we'll get to some cerveza a little bit later. Hey, 159 years ago on this date, 1864, do the math, the first camel race in America was held in Sacramento, California, beginning a proud camel racing tradition that continues to this day. Not. 96 years ago today, in 1927, the first successful long-distance demonstration of TV took place when an audience in New York saw an exciting image of Commerce Secretary Herbert Hoover transmitted from Washington. Amazing TV survived that. It rolls on, though. You know, TV's not even 100 years old now. We've already got 869 episodes under our belt, but who's counting for the Jim King of the TV show? 83 years ago today, 1940, Booker T. Washington became the first African-American pictured on a U.S. postage stamp. And finally, 54 years ago today, 1969, the Supreme Court approved the private possession of obscene materials. Not that I have any. No. I plead the fifth. Anyway, let's get back to it on King's Country. Happy TGIF to you.
She's beautiful in her simple little way.
King's Country, kingscountry.net. I'm Jim King of the radio. Thanks for streaming with me through the midday thing right here on King's Country. Tell your friends about us. Never settle for less when it comes to your country music listening. We play only the cream of the crop from yesterday and today. Not a lot of pop country or rapping here, just the good stuff. And here's Megan Moroney sharing a tease of a new song called Girl in the Mirror, one of the tracks of her debut album Lucky, which drops May 5th. Taste test time in your lunch hour.
The girl in the mirror, she's lost her damn mind. She's gotten too used to crying all the time. He puts her down, she puts him pedestal high. The girl in the mirror, she's lost her damn mind. She looks just like me, but I don't recognize her. She's got the same eyes, but they're heavy and tired. He just walked out and she's standing right here. She loves the boy more than she loves the girl in the mirror.
King's Country, kingscountry.net. That is Cody Johnson. I'm just Jim King. Thanks for listening. Of course, Cody Johnson was the man of the hour at the CMT Awards the other day. He sang that song, Human. He was also the winner of the CMT Performance of the Year from the 2022 CMT Music Awards, Till You Can't. He sang that song. That was the number one song. I think it's his only number one song to date, but he's definitely on a roll, making a name for himself, Cody Johnson. I had him on my TV show. I was lucky to snag him years ago in the mid to late 2000s over in Jasper. He was still huge in Texas. He's already huge in Texas back then, but definitely on the worldwide and national scene now. I'm Jim King. We'll pay a couple of bills. Right after these, got the Swan Brothers waiting backstage. King's Country, kingscountry.net. I'm Jim King. Thanks for riding shotgun in the XT5. The Black Bullet through the into the lunch hour. Here comes Neil, the real McCoy, and Wink, arguably his signature tune. That explains why I'm having a fabulous flashback. Could get bumpy. Hold on tight.
King of the road.
On Neil McCoy's tour bus.
I've never mailed a show in. I always work as hard as I can every show because you never know when that's going to be your last time to perform for them or your last chance to even entertain. You just never know with the way life is. So might as well get out there and give it all you got. And if you're a little worn out for the next day, at least there is a next day.
All right, folks. Two-time Entertainer of the Year, ACM Humanitarian of the Year, 903 Music Recording Artist, Neil McCoy. I can hear ya.
Country, kingscountry.net. If you don't learn anything from history, it's bound to repeat itself. I bring that up because I've noticed that the mullet has returned, something that should have never come back. I even saw Casey Chestnut sporting a mullet not too long ago. You know what else is coming back that should have been left on the shelf? Crocs. Yeah, a Connecticut man has been dubbed the Croc King. He has over 2,000 pairs of Crocs and is looking to set the Guinness Book of World Records. Here's Doogie Lish Sand Tiger talking about his collection and his KFC Crocs that actually smell like fried chicken.
There might be the pair for walking my dogs. There might be the pair for the gym. There might be the pair for school. There might be the pair for work. But there are some pairs I don't wear at all. They're just strictly art decor. Sit in the Croc cave.
What you got here?
KFC exclusives.
Like chicken.
And they are. They're chicken giblets, and they are scented like fried chicken.
No way.
This is my kind of town. This is my kind of place.
King's Country at kingscountry.net. Jim King of the radio and TV, chomping at the bit for another weekend of the Jim King of the TV show. As usual, I'm excited about this episode. I always do my best, you know. We're digging into our Royal Archives going way back to 2012 at a place that I won't mention because, actually, they burned their bridge with me a long time ago. So, my mother told me one time it's better to say nothing if you have nothing good to say. So I'll say that's all I have to say about that. I'm not going to mention the venue, but it was a place in Beaumont where they have live music. We'll have Walt Wilkins, the singer-songwriter Walt Wilkins, the Lone Star State legend. His cohort, Tommy Alverson, will kick it off. It's a Texas country episode. We'll have the Southeast Texas debut of the Lax new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville for the last time. Pine Tree Lodge is going away, and next week we're going to have a seamless little segue into Taylor Trading Company, the new sponsor of music clip of the week from Nashville. We'll have the Honky Tonk Texas fabulous flashback, and very soon Glenn's Express Collision will be replacing Bradley's Collision Center as a sponsor of In the Royal Spotlight. Bradley's had a long run, 7 years, until the passing of Sterling Bradley, the owner, and his daughters and wife tried to run it for a while and decided it was just too much, and they sold out. So wish best of luck to Bradley's. No longer called Bradley's. I'm not sure of the name of that. Anyway, Bill Brooks will be in the Royal Spotlight thanks to King's Country temporarily. And thanks for streaming King's Country. Don't miss the show this weekend. King's Country, kingscountry.net. That does it for a TGIF edition of the Jim King of the Radio Show. I hope the Jim King of the TV show airs this weekend. There was a big thunderstorm, and it knocked out the towers, the transmitter, I guess, over there in Orange for the Channel 6 and Channel 4 stations. They've been off all day, so hopefully, knock on wood, they get back on tomorrow, so we'll be on the air. Otherwise, we'll have to move this episode to next week. Hope that doesn't happen. It'll give me a short week of work, that's for sure. Anyway, you keep between the ditches. Have a good one. Have a great weekend. Oh, if you get a chance, come out to Larry's Old Time Trade Days. Suzanne Simmons and I will be out there for a short time tomorrow, recording some stuff, dropping an invoice off at one of our fine sponsors that has been with us for almost the entire 17 years that we've been on television. Larry's Old Time Trade Days. Maybe we'll see you out there. It's going to be a nice weekend for that tomorrow and Sunday, looks like, according to the Weather Wizards, my weather app, since the weather has been knocked out, too. Hey, you keep between the ditches. Have a good and talk to you if any luck at all. 10-ish Monday morning.
We're gonna hold